Welcome back to Brazen Brits. My name is Lawrence, and today is all about electrics in the van. There's a lot to talk about here. I'm not going to go in amazing depth or anything, but there was a lot of decisions I had to make with certain things. Some of them around safety, some of them finances, and some of them not putting too much in right now and then maybe expanding later. However, I'm very excited about this. But first, we're going to run the intro, and then I'm going to say something that I think a lot of you are going to be really angry about. It's just my opinion.
It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. Oh, I wonder. Oh, I just wonder.
Alright, before I get onto this beast, which is amazing and I love it, and it's just arrived and it's incredibly heavy, but the thing that I'm going to say that I don't think a lot of people will like is I'm not interested in solar. Just saying it. I'm just saying it. I know some people love it and it works perfectly for some people, but the first question everyone asks when we bought this van is, how much solar are you getting on it? And my response was none. Because, now, if we will have solar at some point, but it's the last thing I would do to a rig. We didn't have solar on our last rig. We had 400 amp hours. We had everything electrical in there that you could need. We did not have solar. And the reason why is because we typically stay at campgrounds or somewhere with hookups. Even if it's just a 20 amp hookup, it worked fine. And so solar, one, it's expensive. Two, it's expensive to fit. Three, you have to drill holes through the ceiling. Four, it's a little bit cheaper if you do it yourself, but it's a lot of work. And then you need the batteries to do that, and it's still expensive. And also, the thing that annoys me is that even though you buy something like a 100-watt panel, most people get maybe 60 watts for each panel, so it doesn't really give you that much energy. Now, if you are, so for example, Adventurous Way, when they had their, well, they still have their RV, but they're building a house now. They were in Arizona, I think, during COVID, and they were completely able to live off-grid, apart from water, obviously. But electricity-wise, they had enough solar to keep everything going. Now, if you're going to live in the middle of Arizona or somewhere with no hookups, I agree, solar's probably a good choice. But for us, where we go to campground, or maybe do a week's boondocking or something like that, we really don't need it. So there's a couple of reasons. The reasons I'm explaining that is because I'm not getting solar, but I am getting a massive battery bank, which is a little bit overkill for a van, 460 amp hours. If you think our huge travel trailer, we had only 400 amp hours, and that was fine. And we had an inverter. I will not be installing an inverter in this van right now. That is a financial decision. However, I also bought a DC to DC charger. So that means that I can charge this battery bank off of the engine of the van. So the van is essentially going to be a generator, and this will all be built in. Did I miss anything, Natalie? Did I say too much? Are you still awake?
Snore.
Okay, so one, I don't like solar. Two, I have a wicked battery here that I'm going to test out and try. And three, I have the DC to DC charger so we can charge it off the van. And then the van, my plan for the van is I have installed a 30 amp, which I'll show you some of the footage on some of that and how that works. So I have changed the van to a 30 amp unit. So when we're at a campsite, we can plug into 30 amp and all of the 110 outlets work. And then for everything else, we have 12 volt. And honestly, on the road, when we're on travel days and things, 12 volt is enough. All we need. We need to charge phones. We have a bunch of 12 volt things. The water's 12 volt. So that should be enough for now. And then eventually in the future, we'll get an inverter and connect it all together. Okay, so shall I run over? Let me get my stuff sorted because it's an absolute trash heap in here where I've been working on stuff. So let me tidy up and then I'll go through some of the install that I've already done and then we'll get the battery in. Okay, so a couple of things here. The previous owner had an extension cord that came out here, just a normal 120 just for the AC unit on the roof. We took the cover off and this was not me, I promise. So whoever did this, I need to fix this, and this is solid. It also was not paint protected, so we need to grinder this off and I'll have to re-give this a coat of paint. We are going to use this as the vent for our composting toilet. So we have ordered another cap here, so it should look a bit nicer. I did screw up and I put this offset by accident, so this is in line with that, but this is offset. So, but let me explain this, because this is fantastic. So obviously we have the Hughes bulldog thingy. I can never remember the name. Every time we just talked about it. What's it called? The power watchdog.
Okay.
So we have the main power watchdog, 30 amp that you plug into the pedestal. I was going to build it in, but this one is Wi-Fi, which I really like. So I got the one that goes into the pedestal. I could cut it if I needed to and install it in here, but it's fine on the pedestal. We also got this, which is fantastic. So this, as soon as you plug this in, it has lights up here, and if everything's green, it means it's great. So I assume that's ground, live and neutral. If there's a problem, it would go red. So I know immediately, obviously it's in the power watchdog the other side, but this also does a little check as well. So you can plug that in and check that. So that's fantastic. Right, so let's go inside. So this is the power going inside, 30 amp, and I'll show you where it goes from there. This is where it comes in from the outside. So this is the back of that, the panel that you just saw. It comes through, it goes through, and I don't really need this. But this is a 30 amp breaker, so I can turn all the power off for the 110 from the 30 amp breaker. In addition to that, I bought this. Now this is actually for a boat, but this is, you can get different size fuses for this. Again, this is another 30 amp breaker, and although this had fantastic reviews, I am worried about some of the things like this. I'm finding that a lot of the Chinese stuff is way better nowadays than it ever used to be, so I don't like the phrase, and I'm going to say it because people say it all the time, the cheap Chinese shit, right? There is some still about, but this is actually excellent quality, but I'd already bought this anyway. So this does have a 30 amp breaker, and then it's a distribution panel with fuses on the inside, so everything will work here. So for example, I can turn this outlet off, so that's where all my outlets will go. This is a GFCI one here, so that is working. We have our AC, which is on the roof, and then that's a reverse polarity, just in case anything is wrong with the wiring, then that's a cause for that. And then I have a spare one here, not sure what I'm going to use that yet, and then I have 3 expansion points. I did buy something else, and this is for pure emergencies, but we needed this twice last year, year before. This is a jump pack. I've been meaning to get one of these for years, and so I went with this one. It's Repro, I think, and it does a bunch of stuff, and it's, again, very good quality. It has a compass in the top. It has a couple of USB ports here, so you can like charge your phone or anything on there. It even comes with this. I wonder what this was. This is just so that you can put a cigarette lighter, whatever you have, like a pump, like a pump for a tyre pump or something.
Yeah.
You can run it off this. And then it obviously comes with a bunch of cables, USB-C stuff, USB. Then this is the thing that we need it for, so this can jump your car. So you can plug that into there, and then put these on your car battery, turn it on, and then you should be able to start your car.
Is this strong enough for the truck?
Yep.
You sure? Because your truck's got 2 batteries.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. It only needs enough. I mean, it will be interesting to try it on the truck, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to run my truck batteries down to test this. This is just for emergencies.
Okay.
So what I am worried about is, I know we have everything on here. If we have some issue or something, especially when you're going to dog shows and you might leave the engine running or something, I don't know. Whatever, if there's ever a dead battery, this is the thing. And these aren't expensive anymore. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. I think this is a really good backup. I think everyone needs it. Perfect Christmas present, even though...
Probably after Christmas now, isn't it?
Yeah, we're filming this before Christmas, but it's probably after Christmas for you. But anyway, I think we should probably get one of these for each of the cars, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, and I can use it for the lawnmower because I keep killing the battery. This is the battery that we chose. Now, I wanted a big battery, so this is a 460 amp hour battery. And it's certainly not the size of 4 100 amp hour batteries, which is what we had before. Also, this is £100. And so £100 for essentially 4 lithium batteries in here, or nearly 5 lithium batteries in here.
In weight.
Now, in weight, sorry, in
so
weight for
so
you
British.
Brits with British pounds. So yeah, so it's 110 pounds weight, I think, and so that's a huge plus, especially for us being in the van, and we have water as well. So that puts a lot of weight on the van. Compared to, I think our first Battleborn battery was actually pretty heavy, but it's certainly compared to a lead acid battery. Like a lead acid battery can be £100 depending on how big it is. But so yes, we went for this. Now, full disclosure, Vatrer did send us this for free. However, we reached out to them instead of them reaching out to us, and I said, hey, I really like the look of your 460 amp hour battery. Would you be interested in sponsoring our van build? And they said, yes, we certainly will. A new version is coming out. We'll send it to you as soon as it's made. And they have. So we're the first people to get this. Well, this new case anyway. Technically the same. But this does all the things you need it to, right? Again, going back to the cheap Chinese crap, this is absolutely not. It is quite a simple box. I haven't seen any other 500 amp hour battery banks or even 400 amp hour ones from all of the big players, but I mean, this is incredibly well built. The handles are extremely strong. It is obviously heavy. It has great connections, and it has all the things. And I'm going to overlay a bunch of the specs for you nerds that need to know about it, but this has a built-in BMS. It has short circuit protection. It has cold and hot and everything, and it will all just turn off if something goes wrong. It also has, which I'll overlay, an app, so you can connect to this through an app directly to it. Now, I love that. The one thing I wasn't quite sure about is that there was no security on it. So there was no pin, there's no button to connect to Bluetooth. You just connect and you can read it. So you could download an app, stand next to our van and start reading stuff from our battery. Doesn't matter, you can't control it, you can't turn it on and off from the app, you can't change any settings on the app, but it does give you a full readout of things that you're doing and the usage and things like that. So it's just really handy. If you want to have a quick look to see how the battery's going, you can connect directly from your phone to this battery to see what's going on. I love it. I think it's really cool. I think it's really great. It's a little bit bigger than I thought. I did measure. This is the new box, and it's a slightly different size to the old one, and this was built for 2 of these just in case we wanted to upgrade. So anyway, but we have enough space. I don't think we'll have enough space for 2. So anyway, can I fit it now?
Yes.
All right, cool. I'm going to get this in place. I can't actually fit it because even though I did buy the DC to DC charger, I didn't buy a fuse, so I'm going to have to wait a couple of days. But whilst we're waiting for that, let me show you the 12 volt system that I'm planning on doing and the stuff that I bought for that. So 12 volt system, here's the stuff and here's the settings that I've got. Don't forget, I am not connecting the 120 with the 12 volt. 2 completely separate things. I only need an inverter to be able to connect that. We'll do that some other time. I don't have time or the money for that right now. So 12 volt power will come from the alternator. Directly from the alternator into the DC to DC charger, and then this will allow me to charge the Vatrer 460 amp hour battery from the alternator whilst we're driving along. Perfect for travel days. We're obviously going to Vegas at the very beginning of January and then down to Tucson for the RV United Rally. Tickets are sold out now, by the way, so sorry if you haven't got any. You may be able to find one if someone can't make it, but it's all done. So thank you to everyone who's coming. I'm excited about that. So we're having very, very long travel days. We're going from Florida to Vegas over 2 days. So we are, I mean, what's that going to be like? 12 hours driving each day. Mm-hmm. So that should, I'm guessing, I need to do the math. I'll do the math and overlay it if I can. But that essentially should charge up this battery, even if it's completely flat. Okay, so that's from the alternator to this battery. Then I'm going to put the 12 volt battery underneath here. And where that goes, now I have to think about this. So that then goes into this. So this is a 30 amp distribution box, but it's obviously I'm not using that. But this is all of our 12 volt things. So I've connected all of these things already. They then connect to our switch panel up here. So for example, I have one of these fuses on each of these, so I can see that this is actually running off the van battery. So I can see that, what's that, Natalie? 12.8.
Yeah.
12.8 volts, so I can see what's going on there. These little black things here covered in dust, these are for in case it's an overload protection. So I essentially have protection here and I have protection here in case, you know, to stop any fires or anything. And I then have 3 charging ports there. So we have chosen, if I can remember how I wired these up, we have chosen the first one for all the lights, which I have not put any lights in here yet. The second one is for our water pump, which we have tested, and that works. The third one, I can't remember what that was for. Oh, this is for the toilet fan, the extractor fan for the toilet. Sorry, all of these stickers were for marine or car, not necessarily for RV. And then this third one will be for a fan because we are going to install, spoiler alert, a Max Air fan. One thing I forgot. Between the alternator and the smart charger, I have got a shut-off valve here, which actually Natalie... Okay, I want your opinions on this, right? It looks crap, right? If we mount it there. So I didn't want to do that. So I cut out a hole, which is the perfect size for this. But when I say perfect, it means it's exactly the same size as this. Not perfect where this will fit through. So Natalie has painstakingly been dremeling out. And you haven't finished yet.
No,
Natalie.
I know. We're waiting for woodwork day. So
we're waiting for woodwork day so we can make a mess all at the same time. So this is going to go there, and I'm going to try and figure out how I can mount that from the back. So then this will be able to turn it on and off. So I need this for the safety because obviously other batteries will be connected. Oh man, okay. Right, I'm putting the battery in place. Oh. Oh, it's so heavy. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, I think we might be. Wait, let's see if I can flip this around.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can get two
nice.
in there.
So they didn't change it that much, so I can get two in here. That's really cool.
Huh.
All right, we don't need to, but the space will be handy, so I'm going to
Yeah.
push this right up here. And then I'll find a way to secure that in and tidy it all up.
I don't think it needs securing. It weighs a flipping ton.
It does.
Okay.
I mean, 100 pounds is fairly easy to carry, but when you're trying to put it in at weird angles and stuff, that's a pain. All right, cool.
Lawrence, did you be drinking on the job?
Yes.
That's how we
I make
rehydrate.
mistakes if I'm not drinking whilst on the job. So I have done a lot of this stuff off camera. We are running out of time, so I have about
2 weekends left.
I have 4 full days to finish the van. So I will, a couple of tips for anyone who is building a van. Be prepared for delays. The reason why is because you need certain tools, or you need certain things, or you need to get an idea of what you're doing before you can order certain things. And then obviously depending on your design, we had to change the design because I messed up on the water tank. Can't send it back, so it's not too bad. It's not a disaster of a design, it's just not our preferred layout. And then the other stuff that I've been doing, which honestly I can overlay it right now, is that I've just been fitting, cutting up bits of wood, building this little cabinet here, which obviously Natalie was very helpful with as well. She helped me cut up a bunch of this stuff. So we designed all of this, I measured it all out, and you guys just don't really need to see that. At the end of the day, we just used a jigsaw and a table saw and cut this out. The only other thing I did put a lot of effort into getting my cables nice. Not something that I'm known for. If you saw my last install, that was also a rush. But I have been just out here in the evenings just making these wires, and that's really easy. Again, I had to wait for some of the stuff. I didn't have the shrink wrap and I didn't have the crimpers and the things like that. So, all right, so this is kind of going to be the part 1 to our electrics in here, because there is other things that I need to do. So I need to fit some lights inside, connect that up to the 12 volt. I need some 12 volt charging ports so that we can charge our phones when we're in bed. We have a fridge coming in. We have a water pump here, which I know works because I've connected it directly. I need other outlets on here for like a coffee machine. So there's lots of other things I need to do with the electric stuff. So consider this a part 1. And then when I'll cover the rest of the install and some of the other stuff I've done in part 2 in a couple of weeks probably. But anyway, thank you for watching. This isn't a how-to. I don't know what I'm doing. I've learnt all of this stuff from our previous install in the travel trailer to this. I have had some subscribers and some Braziers actually who have been very helpful designing some of this and deciding what bits to get. I will leave links to everything that I have bought here down below. We haven't used them for much, so again, I'm just saying what I have bought and what I'm using, so if there's any problems in the future, keep an eye in the comments section. Alright, alright, thank you for watching. I have a whole evening of work to do now, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the thanks button, because Natalie loves it when you do that. She's sat right in front of me right now having a beer. And if you'd like to become a Brazier, support a couple of tits, and you can hit the join button. Alright, we'll see you next week.